welcome to yet another special. I'm not as good as Ashton is. My name is Tim the Grease Badge. This is SOMP.
That was awesome.
Thank you, sir.
That was incredible.
It is indeed another special episode because I'm pretty excited for this one. A show with a guest. And that's enough of the introduction. I'm gonna announce who it is. You might know her from Instagram. She has so freaking many Amidala cosplays, and I follow her for such a long time. We're Star Wars friends. I'm so happy to announce for Momo. I forgot to mention your complete Insta tag. I will do it later. Welcome to SOMP, Momo.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so excited. I mean, yeah, I'm so happy to finally meet Tim, like in a video. I'm so happy to meet you, Ashton. So yeah, thank you so much. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's so cool to have a guest in the first place, but also to chat with you, finally meet you as well. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Sweet. We actually have a very special transatlantic transnational jam going on here. 3 different time zones, and we managed to find a day, which is pretty exciting.
No, that is cool. It is like a logistical jungle gym for us. But yeah, like for anyone who doesn't know, Tim, you're over in Germany, so way in the future from me and Momo. I, Ashton, am in Florida, and Momo, you're in Mexico, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm in Mexico.
Yeah, so we're just like a worldwide scope of Star Wars nerds here. This is awesome.
This is so good.
Yeah.
That's all about Star Wars, isn't it? It's just like a small celebration, small convention for us. And I like that very much. So, we are a Star Wars music podcast, and we prepared some questions for you to get in. And we have to try them out because we don't know if they work. But let's see. Momo, what is your your personal connection, your experience with music in general?
Oof. Well, I'm so sure since I was a child, I used to hear music. I think my first experience is with my dad. My dad loves to hear music, and he's like a big fan of Queen.
Oh,
so
nice.
I remember every travel, every family travel, like a long travel, he put the entire collection of Queen. And of course, when I was a child, I was, come on, Dad, I want to hear another kind of music. I really was really young. But when the time start passing, I start really like all this kind of music. So thanks to my dad, like, of course, I know Queen, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Eagle. So yeah, I think he's the one who introduced me in this kind of music and let me know like more international music because he likes more like to hear this kind of music than the inside we can find in Mexico.
So very guitar-driven music in general.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very cool. That's
Love
pretty
that.
cool. Sweet. Ashton, do you want to go next with the question?
Yeah. So, well, I guess first, like, why don't you talk a little bit about what you do? For anyone who doesn't know Momo.
I'm so sorry. I should have said that before, man. I'm so excited.
Don't worry.
No worries. Yeah, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know Momo, like, go follow her right now. But also, yeah, like, tell us a little bit about what you do. And yeah, maybe I'll have some follow-up questions, but start with that.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm a cosplayer. I really like to try to make into life, like, well, not into life because that costume's already in the real life, but try to replicate them in the most accurate way. Especially, I focus on Queen Amidala. It's my favorite character in the Star Wars saga. So I really love to try to represent and create her beautiful outfits because she has beautiful outfits. So
Yeah.
that's like the mainly thing I do.
And you do it so well, and like
Yes.
it's so impressive because her look and her outfits are so like complex and so grand. Which leads me to my next kind of question that I'm wondering is what got you into cosplay? And like maybe talk a little bit about how, like, what was your process of, because it's just like like Queen Amidala is such a hard one to cosplay, like in my mind anyway. So like what
Yeah.
got you into cosplay, but then also like how did you perfect where you're at now?
Okay, so how I started cosplay? I mean, I remember since I was a child, I always loved to dress as a character. I always asked that to my dad for my birthdays to make me some parties when they can, of course. They like in a costume parties. So
Sweet.
I always choose this kind of, I want to dress as a character. And then, of course, like the teenage happened, I like put that thing aside. But then I think was, I don't remember exactly the day, but it was the episode 7 release. I went to the movie, to the premiere. I was thinking I look so cool because I have like a t-shirt from Star Wars. Like, yes, I look so cool. But my surprise when I arrived to the place was everyone was in cosplay. And I was
Yeah.
not. And I feel like so out of, like, sort of, I
Underdressed.
wasn't, yeah, and I was like, come on, why never told me that? So I say to me like, next time in the next premiere, I need to come here to wearing a cosplay, and that happens. To episode 8, I wear like a Jedi costume, like inspiring Anakin because he's my second favorite character from the saga, and after that, the rest is history. Right now, I'm here. And talking about my process with Queen Amidala, well, it's a lot of search at the beginning, a lot of investigation about the different fabrics, how to construct that kind of different gowns, because it has a lot of techniques. Each gown has a lot of techniques. So yeah, it's primarily, sorry, sometimes my English it's not so good.
Perfect.
Same here, man.
It's a lot of research and try to find like the best fabrics, because sometimes here in Mexico I can find them, so I need to try to find outside the country and try to find a way to get them in a not so expensive way.
And
Yeah.
get different samples to know which one is the best to import, right?
Yeah,
Wow.
that's right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That
Do you
is
own the
so
book
cool.
Dressing in a Galaxy? What's that? The title?
No.
It's-
No, I want to own it. I have to search. I have to find a lot of the books in Japanese. I love Japanese, but I want to try to find the book like with all the samples, the entire book. And nowadays is something like really, really, really difficult to find.
Yes.
So yeah, if at the end I don't find that, I'm so sure I will end buying like this kind of books, like it's only the book and not with the samples, the disc, and all these kind of things.
Yeah.
So to explain that, are you familiar with the book Ashton?
I am, yeah. It's like a huge, so kind of like how we have the art of Star Wars, and it shows like concept art and stuff. It's the same kind of thing, but all about Queen Amidala's outfits.
It's prequel Bible,
yeah, like the Queen Amidala Bible, basically. And there was one special edition of it that had literal samples in it, and it sold out in 2005, and it's been sold out ever since. And I don't know how it would be possible to get your hands on, or if you could,
it's
it would
about
be like
900 euros in Germany.
Yeah, like so expensive. So
I know.
one day, Momo. we'll
yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Well,
sweet. But all this investigation stuff, it really pays off, because On Instagram, you see plenty of Amidalas, and you see plenty of people like taking so much time to do cosplays, but in those percents where it's the difference between good and very good and exceptional is like the research stuff, and
Yeah.
you know how to make this difference, and I appreciate that a lot. And you have so many gowns going on, and I'm so impressed how you can pull this whole thing off. It's very impressive.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
And I especially like that you managed to adapt this whole look to this whole what's the name, to this Mexican
Oh, La Catrina.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, for me, both of them, the characters has like things like they are similar. So for me, like I was like, I think they both can work because here the Katrina is a character really popular, more for the Dia de Muertos, like our celebration on November 2nd, and it's also described this character as a lady who is really elegant with really opulent different gowns. So it's like the same with Queen Amidala. Both of them also are described as really so regal, so serious, and I think this could work really good. This could work really good, or this could be a really big fail. Fortunately, it was a really good idea, and everything went really good. But it was like the other side, like people really hate the idea.
But you've been in the newspaper, right? With that.
Yeah,
in the local newspaper?
Nice.
Yeah. Also here, well, I try to replicate every single year a Katrina with a different folk costume from Mexico. We have more than 32 different folk costumes.
Oh, wow.
So we have a great variety of folk costumes, and I try to do like a traditional Katrina with a different folk costume per year. And also here it has been like it has been like a noise every time I do a different Katrina with that folk costume, that they also publish that kind of things in the local newspaper here in my city.
Oh, nice.
Sweet.
That's awesome. Cool.
That's so cool. And I have to ask a question on this record, because you have been to the places that everyone wants to go, because you've been invited to the sacred halls of Lucasfilm, haven't you?
Yeah. I was recently invited to San Francisco to Lucasfilm to watch the fan screenings of the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. A really great experience. I still can't believe it.
Oh, that is, yeah, like that's the perfect movie to be invited to for what you do. Like,
Yes.
That's just
I know.
perfection.
And people have been researching online to find people like you to invite them, and I really like that very much, because it's a huge compliment for you, and like it's a give and take in Star Wars in general. And I'm so happy for you that you got the chance to go there.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, for another question, I guess. So what, I guess my first question would be, what is your favorite Star Wars movie of the saga?
This is an unpopular, because I know everyone loves episode 3, but I am a big fan of episode 2.
Nice. Yes.
Because you can see how all the romance between Padme and Anakin develop, and at the end, oh my God, for me, when I saw the movie for the first time in the movie theaters, and I saw they finally get married, I was like, yes. Yeah, magic for me was like, yes, I don't need any more movies. I'm okay with that.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. No, that's amazing. Okay. So love that dynamic. I
Mhm.
guess then to tie in the music side of that, because Anakin and Padme have a pretty amazing love theme that was written specifically for them. I guess my follow-up question would be, what is your favorite Star Wars musical track, like from the soundtrack? And then I kind of want to know a little bit about your like experience with Star Wars music, like in the films. Like, how does it affect you? Um, along with your favorite track, like what are some favorite musical moments that have stood out to you before? Just, yeah, I guess talk a little bit about that too.
Yeah, I was talking to Tim like weeks ago, and I was told to him like, yeah, I'm someone who doesn't know anything about music, like this kind of music, of course. But yeah, I mean, um, we have in mind some like really big themes, like this kind of instrumental themes. Like I think in
Mhm.
movies, it's called score. Correct me if
Yes.
I'm wrong, because like I say again, I don't know anything about it. So of course, I know the Across the Stars. I think it's the theme between Padme and Anakin,
Mhm.
the romance one, and it's so famous between the Padme community. Of course, it's like the
Yeah.
song between them, and of course the song of Padme. But I need to say, like my favorite one is like the Duel of Fates.
Oh yeah, the
I don't know,
favorite.
it's so powerful. It has a lot of power. And of course, you watch the entire, like, the scene between Qui-Gon, Kenobi, Darth Maul fighting, and then happens another thing, and then go back, and the
Mm.
music is so strong, and you can feel, like, that tension that it happened, that for me, like, this is the one. I love that, and I love to put it. It's so dramatic, and I think I love drama.
Hmm.
So
I love it.
yeah, so for me, it's that's my favorite.
That's
That's my
awesome.
favorite one.
Yeah, no, I love that, and I love what you said. And we could have like opened with this too, but I love what you said about how like, yeah, like you don't know like musical terms.
Mhm.
You're not a musician necessarily, or that you would consider yourself as a musician, but the music of Star Wars and just music in general, like we all enjoy it so much, and so, and like a big goal of ours with SOMP and just like just Star Wars fans in general, but also being musicians, a big goal of ours is to kind of like lift the veil a little bit, um, when it comes to music, and like I don't know, sometimes there seems to be like a barrier between the music enjoyer and then like the musician, and so just kind of like lifting the veil a little bit and getting to the root of what's important about music, I guess. And that's something that musicians and non-musicians alike can appreciate, just like you were describing. So yeah, that's kind of the goal with having you on, and other, we'll have other guest artists on, in the future too, and that's the goal, like have a non-musician Star Wars fan on to like talk about them as a fan, but also like how music affects them, because we all love it. So yeah, thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm.
I
It
I
is.
actually I have heard your podcast. So yeah, at the beginning I was like, okay, I don't recognize the names, of course.
Mhm.
Um, I was like, but then I hear that you haven't watched Andor. The first time you watched Andor was without sound,
Yes.
and then you watch it again with sound. And yeah, at that moment I was like, okay, I have never tried to do that, but I think it's a really good experiment, because all the time we are immersive. Of course, we have a lot of sounds, a lot of music happen. Nowadays, I need to say, like, every time I watch a new Star Wars thing, uh, my focus is on the costumes, but
Yeah.
nowadays, I also try to focus on other things that happen, like in this case, the music. And yeah, the music is there in the background, but it's really important because the music is like I don't know, mark the tone of all the things that happen. And sometimes you start feeling like I don't know why I feel anxious in that scene, but then you see the music is prepare you
For
to the
sure.
things you are gonna see next. So yeah, it's really interesting that we don't perceive that because it's in there. We don't pay a lot of attention, but when you start paying this attention, you say, okay, I can see how the change of music, like happy, like sad, like something tension. So yeah, it's really interesting to start like pay attention of these kind of things.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, totally.
Very well said.
Like that's like
Yeah.
perfectly well said. Like
Yeah.
yeah, music is so tied to like our emotional response and like how we emotionally connect with something. So yeah, perfect. I have nothing to add to that.
Same, but I need to say that this changing of focus when you rewatch and watch it over again, the same movie, the same show,
Mhm.
really opens up so much when you pay attention to details like costumes, like music, like anything production wise. And this is why Star Wars is so good and so rich and so everlasting, actually.
Yeah.
And
I mean, even for me, dude, like whenever I am immersed, like especially if it's like a new thing that I haven't rewatched, like The Acolyte's a prime example because we're all seeing it for the first time. Like the first viewing, typically for a Star Wars thing, I don't like. I'm not like able to pick up the music immediately or like, oh, that was a major chord going to, like I just like experience it as a whole. Um, and then I have to like go back through and like pick it apart and shed it on the piano and like figure out what's going on, So yeah,
it's a
yeah,
skill to watch it that way, actually, because to watch it with those kind of child's eyes and
yeah,
said
right.
it is really opening up for everything, because I know many people who are very focused on or have very good knowledge of like a specific part of films of movies, and they always view from this point of view, and this is very narrowing down the view of enjoying anything new.
Yeah, that's a great point. Because yeah, I mean the kid in us, that's where most of our fandom started was as children, and so like keeping that kid in us alive as we're experiencing Star Wars, like that's so crucial.
Yeah,
Great point.
and I like that depending on either professions or like very like gathered information like hobby wise and have different points of view of the same movie, of the same topic, which is Star Wars, and I like to exchange thoughts with different people. So that's why I like to have you here as one of our first guests, Momo, to talk about your
Oh,
cosplay
thank you.
rides, and because yeah, you're really standing out, and I wanted you to have you on this podcast, even though you said you don't have much experience like music wise, but that's why we're here.
That's why we're
Yeah,
here.
you can teach me. I mean, I have learned different things in your podcast. So yeah,
That's
Oh,
good.
that's so
That's
that's
good.
really
cool.
cool. That's really
It,
cool.
it is
Yeah.
actually always a balance to get everyone in the boat for us, because we might get too close into music nerd stuff, and to take a step back to think of people who are not into music theory or anything like at all, is our biggest learning to do at the moment. But it's actually our goal to achieve that everyone can listen to it,
Yeah.
and yeah.
No, exactly.
And you have like a really great podcast with a really great idea because I have think about it, and we are in different countries. We have different nationalities. Tim, you speak German. Ashton, you speak English. I speak Spanish. But music is like um, it's a language everyone can understand, and we don't need to know the language, and we can feel like the same. With music,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if we doesn't speak the same language, we can feel just the same. So I think it's like a really one of the best ways to communicate with others. It's like a global language, a worldwide language,
Yeah.
because it doesn't matter your culture or these kind of things. We can feel like the same and we can experience the same things.
Yeah, I love that.
Very
A,
well said
a
again.
galactic language.
Yeah, a galactic language.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially in this case of Star Wars music, it is, or in Star Wars in general, you can instantly chat with someone you know that he or she is a Star Wars fan, and I like that very much because it's no blabbering, but it's just going right into what's necessary. Is talking of Star Wars, even though you never met the person before or will ever meet again. So that's very unique, and that's one. That's why I always wear something Star Warsy to for people to jump into, like an interaction.
Nice. Yeah, actually, that brings up a good point. Momo, have you ever been to a Star Wars celebration?
Yeah, I have
Nice.
the chance to went to my first celebration in 2022 in Anaheim.
Oh,
And oh my
cool.
God, it was amazing. I mean, I really felt I belong here in that place.
Yeah.
Like, see all these amounts of people loving uh, the same franchise, the Star Wars, different outfits, people with bands, people in cosplay, groups of people. Oh my God, for me it was like, oh my God, I'm home. I feel like in home. I like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
yeah, like I'm preparing myself to went to Japan to the next celebration, and every time they arrive to their house, they say "Tadaimas." I feel like that when I arrived to a celebration in Anaheim. I was like, "Tadaimas, this is my place." It was really excited.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's an
So,
overwhelming feeling actually to be in this place.
yeah. And so you are going to Japan?
Yeah, I'm since the day they announced
Oh,
in
that's so cool.
2023, like the next time we'll be in Japan 2025. That moment, I told him, like at that moment, I say, okay, stop to. Well, I'm still buying things that I don't need. I try to, yeah.
We all do.
But
We
I
all do.
try, yeah. I try to say I'm start saving money because I know it's like expensive trip, and of course travel to that place really far away. Well, you need to try to be there more time to know the place. So yeah, I have been like saving money about 1 year and a half.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Yes. It's pretty exciting because
That's
it's
so
gonna be
cool.
the first time we actually meet Momo.
Yeah, that would be so excited. I mean, we finally meet in video, but I know it's more excited to meet people in person. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited.
It's pretty surreal because everything is getting real in this place and getting out of the internet and being in the same energy and the same vibe, but like in life. And it is, that's why I adore Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
I guess so. I guess one more question that we had was kind of like how you went into how you got into music first. Talk a little bit about how you got into Star Wars first. Like, what is your Star Wars get in story?
Okay. So I'm a prequel child. So yeah, I know Star Wars thanks to the prequels. My parents, I know a lot of people who are getting to Star Wars thanks to their parents. In my case, it wasn't because my parents doesn't like this kind of like sci-fi fantasy things. So I remember I was 10 years old. Please don't take the maths this time to know what is my age, please. I was 10 years old. I was watching the TV, and then like a trailer from the movie appears in the TV, and I was like, wow. So I really asked my dad, like, please take me to watch that movie. I haven't know anything about Star Wars. Of course, I have heard about Princess Leia, Chewbacca, Han Solo, Luke, Darth Vader, but not like I know the story. But I was like telling my dad, please take me to watch that movie. And he agreed. Of course, I know at this point he like was like, okay. Yeah, because when at the end, because in episode 3, when they released episode 3, that moment, my dad told me, I can watch another movie of that. So take your popcorns, take your soda, go into the movie, and when the movie will end, I will be here waiting for you. And I was like, well, okay. So yeah, that was my first interaction, and the rest is story because, oh my God, I was like in love with that. So after that, I was asking my parents buying me the different stuff they're selling. So I remember I was the only girl in the school using like a Star Wars backpack.
Wow.
Yeah, because
Cool.
I think at that moment maybe not a lot of the girls feel like confident to show this kind of taste, and I was like with my the other girls with something with, I don't know, with princess or something like that, and I was with my Anakin Skywalker racing theme, a backpack, so happy.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
So how was the rewatching of the movie in like 25 years later for you? Because for me, it was like almost the same as 25 years ago, except I am older and it's more a cautious thing to have.
I think I really enjoy it better because a lot of things happens, of course. Nowadays I have friends and we decide to go together because I had the chance to watch the movie in the movies on May 1st, like 2 days before I traveled to San Francisco. So all of my friends who love Star Wars, we decide to go together, dressing like in cosplay. So yeah, these days, I really enjoy it better because I have like friends who enjoy with me the same passion. We can go together. Of course, we understand better the things. But yeah, the excitement is like the same when you hear like the intro and you know everything starts. So yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. So, and I can watch it a lot of times. Sometimes I watch it on my TV, but yeah, seeing like 25 years after in the big screen again was magic.
It hits different, especially sound and like music wise for me. Because hearing
it happens to me like in the costume.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah,
there is one thing I wanted to mention because it is very I think important for this or how do I say this political correct, but this whole Latino community, because due to Diego Luna, he's doing such a phenomenal job for you guys, because you have an idol to catch up and to like interact and to be a fan of it as a person who's like a Latino person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and more from Mexican. I'm so sure like we have these nowadays we have like different Latino representation like Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, sure.
But because Diego Luna is from Mexico, and all of us really grew up watching him in different projects like in TV projects, then in movie projects, like, here in Mexico. And when we discovered he will be part of Star Wars, we really going crazy. We was, oh my God. And then he's having like a co-leader character in Rogue One. So we were like, oh my God, this is true. A Mexican having like a leader role in Star Wars, and then he has his own series. We are so proud of him. We are so we are so proud of him. We are so honored, like he represents us, and he's like so nice. We have like the chance to meet him, I think 2 weeks ago. He's so nice. He's so kind. He always try to interact with his fans. I don't know. He's a dream. What can I say?
I can totally agree with this.
He knows the importance of all this, and this whole representation matters. It's very. I'm so happy for you guys for that. And there's a funny story as well that he mentioned in an interview with this whole Arturito thing. Do you want to explain that one?
Yeah. Well, in Mexico, we try. Sometimes it's difficult for us to try to speak in English, and in the name of the astromerge is R2D2, but in Spanish we have a name who is Arturo, and the diminutive of that name is Arturito. But if you hear really fast R2D2, it sounds like Arturito. So here in Mexico, they call the astromerge Arturito. And we say Arturo. He's Arturito. And it happens the same with Chewbacca, because like the name of Han Solo say Chewie, Chewie, and we have another name like is Jesus. And like one of the other words we used to call the Jesus is Chewy, and sounds like the same, like Chewy. So here is Chewy, and Arturito.
Oh, that is
so,
gold. I love that so much.
It's gold. And I think Diego Luna told the story of like he grew up with what you just said with R2D2 is Arturito, and when he realized that it's not his actual name, that he was shocked actually, and it's a very nice moment.
Nice.
I mean, here for other people it's really crazy that in some points they told you need to tell me like, no, his name is not Arturo, it's not Arturito, his name is R2D2, like in Spanish is R2D2.
You're right.
So right. Sometimes like, what?
Like a plot twist.
It's really crazy. Things that happen with the language.
That is so awesome. I love that. And really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to
Thank you so much for thinking of me and invite me. I'm so excited. I was a little bit nervous, I need to say, like my husband told me, did you already study? And I was like, I don't know where I can start study. I mean, I don't know anything. I love music. Of course I know music. When I was a teenage, I studied the violin.
Oh, wow.
But I discovered, of course, the life start happen. I discovered I have like another things I want to do more. And also sometimes I'm so like anxious that when I was I really get frustrated so fast when I don't get like the perfect pitch. To try to read the music, and for me was, and I start to put in like so, I don't know, so like freeze. Then I say, I need to let it go me to get like really good music. So at this point I say, I love you, but maybe I can say hear you, and that's all. No playing it.
Yeah, no, honestly, like that's a great place to be because you can still enjoy music. Like there is
Yeah.
definitely a point where it's like, do I even enjoy music anymore? And like that's not good. So no, that's awesome. Yeah, cool. Well, yeah, Tim, can you hear us? Are you back officially? Yeah,
I
cool.
can hear us. I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Video
Okay,
looks
sweet.
good. The
Yeah.
sound is good.
Sweet.
Yeah, you're back.
Because
So,
I have one more question for Momo
oh, nice.
regarding the future of Star Wars. What is your most favorite project to look forward to? Like new shows, new movie, new timeline, anything, books, video games, anything.
Well, of course, we are really excited to watch Andor 2. Sorry, in this, I told him like in this house, we're a big fan of Andor. More my husband, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
You have to
So
be.
we are, we are so excited to Andor 2. But like talking about in general, I'm really excited for everything. I mean, because every new project, it's an opportunity to fall in love from a new character.
True.
Like, it doesn't matter if you don't love the entire story. You always can find something to love, to like. Like, so I'm so excited to all the things that we have in the future from Star Wars, because that means we will have Star Wars. So that's good news. That's good news. But I really hope in some point they decide to discover something related with Queen Amidala or maybe her handmaidens. I really would love to watch something about that. But if not, like, I'm really happy with anything they give us, because I mean, these days in the Acolyte story, I don't want to say like, oh my god, I'm a big fan story, but I have found, like, example, I really like Jackie the Padawan. So for me, it was so excited to watch her every episode. And I was told my husband, like, at this point, I had never tried to have like a Jedi, but she's one I really want to do to take to real life. I like the High Republic costumes, and also I like her intricate makeup and design. So this is like an example. You can find something you can love in different Star Wars projects. And of course, The Mandalorian, because I'm in love of Grogu. And I told my friends, I told my friends, like, I can watch like an entire hour only with Grogu doing things. And for me, I was so happy and pleasant, like, yes, this is the perfect show. So yeah.
That's amazing.
Great shout to everything you just said. It makes total sense. And I think the show you were hoping for could be Tales of the Queen or something, like small episodes going deeper into this.
That would be so cool.
Topic.
That would be awesome. I mean, I'm so happy with the books. So hopefully one day they decide to do maybe a series or something, because I really want to. I really want to see more outfits.
Yeah,
more Queen outfits, please.
It's just a matter of time, I think.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hope so.
Yeah. Sweet. So should we wrap this up? I'd love to keep talking, but it's a good point to make the cut.
No, it's good. Solid. It'll be a solid episode. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry for the mess in the beginning. I was way too excited, and I have overthrown all my thoughts and all my questions, but I managed to keep it in track. And, I will get better at this. But thank you, Momo, for taking the time to join us. Make sure to follow. What's your tag actually spelled? It's Momo X.
MOMO. MX official, yeah, with only one S, like in Spanish,
Oficial.
because
Yes.
yeah, oficial, yeah, you know how to speak really good in Spanish. Muy bien.
Thank you. Yeah, make sure to follow Momo on Instagram. Check her Instagram. I know that there's some stuff going on which she will post in a bit, because Momo, you have been to some cons and have been invited, and you've won stuff, and this will not end. I promise, because
Thank you.
you have the good stuff.
Yes.
And yeah, in general, thank you for listening, guys. We appreciate all your interactions on YouTube, on in any medium, and thank you for taking the time to listen to our podcast.
Yeah. Thank you. And until next time, may the force be with you.
May the force
Always.
be with you. Thank you.